All right, making sure sound is good. I should have been checking if the stream is actually working while I was chatting away here. Okay, both streams are up and running. Both chats are working. So, welcome to day 8 of the game jam. Oh God, there's still so much to do. Um,
Day 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I was just talking with Joe here about the fact that my list for today's goals involve fixing mechanics in the day shift and the night shift, both of which are severely underdeveloped. So that's the goal for today. But first, we need to remedy an issue from last stream. We tried to feed our poor customer. Oh no, there's a compilation error where maybe that's why it crashed yesterday. Oh no, is it gonna crash again? Did it even open the... Open it. Fine. I'll open it myself. Oh, there we go. Receipt ID no longer exists on node set. Oh. Oh no. When did I do that? Oh, I know what to do. I know how to fix this. So we break this link. Go to make array. Get rid of this. Add these pins. Is there an alarm going on the back of your car?
Uh-oh.
Is it time to wake up, Joe? Oh, there you go.
It's not my wake up alarm, actually. It's my dad.
Gotcha. All right. Just to kind of explain for those who weren't here yesterday, at the tail end of the stream, we wanted to test if we created this customer character correctly, and we were going to serve him a drink as a way to end the stream. And then all of Unreal Engine crashed. I now know why, but we owe our fine guest here a drink. I'll wait for Joe to return for that. In the meantime, I should open everything that we need to fix today.
Back.
Oh, perfect timing. Before I fix everything, let's serve coffee. All right. This interface is still bugged. That's gonna keep bothering me. Iced vanilla coffee. Hey! It works. Anyway. What did I specifically want to fix on this? It says fix the coffee generation system, which I think we were talking about how we wanted to create a new system for how it checks that stuff, right?
We were throwing around some ideas, yeah.
Yeah. You know what we should also do? Have a way for the customer to communicate what they're actually expecting for their coffee, instead of just being like, man, I hope I know what they're ordering. So first of all, I just realized this model is backwards. So let's fix that. It probably doesn't matter. Actually, it will now, because I'm going to make... I'm going to be smart and make an interface for the freaking customers now. We'll call it customer order. And what we're going to do... Dear God, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I don't have... I have a dumb idea. I need to open Krita. We're going to make it speech bubbles. Wrong button. So what I'm going to do in Krita is draw a speech bubble. Give it a transparent background. Export it out. Then what we're going to do is just have the ingredients the customer wants displayed in the word bubble, which might be heavy-handed, I'll admit, but it'll at least get the idea across of what you need to be doing. Discord overlay, please stop. I don't need you opening Krita. I'm going to start disabling that at the rate I'm going. Okay, so let's do maybe size 20. Paints black. We'll make it about yay big. There's a better way to do this. We'll make it about yay big. Then we'll draw some lines here. Then we'll get the erase tool. Just get rid of these here. Oh, I went to the Game Jam website. Found the Game Jam social media stuff, and I found out what the actual optional theme was supposed to be.
Oh.
Space.
Space!
Which actually explains the visual novel entry I saw on the early entries, because it was about an alien hooking up with someone they crash landed in their backyard of. So, cool stuff.
Makes sense.
PNG file, we'll call it order bubble.
If we didn't already put so much time into models, we could go to space for our ingredients.
I mean, it's not too late to just throw up a night sky skybox and then put moon terrain. Where was I storing the 2D assets? God, I need to come up with some better organization. I say I need to come up with it. I have no time to start organizing any of this nonsense. Icon.
You need to start the next one with an organization process.
In the design doc next time, I'm just gonna put how the folder should be organized, and that's just gonna be like one of the pre-production requirements I have to do. So we'll need an image. The image will be the bubble. Order bubble. Bam. Let's make it. Let's start with 500 by 500. Okay, that's kind of. Okay, it only looks small because I'm on an interface for if it was on a screen. I need to tell myself that. It's very important I tell myself this stuff. Negative 250 by negative 250. Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll add a horizontal box. Here. We'll make it, I don't know, 300 by 300. Negative 150 by negative 200. And now comes the question, are these images going to play nicely with one another inside this box? We want to bind the image. Oh, is that how this is going to be? Oh, that's bind brush. I don't want to bind the brush. I want to bind the image. Down Donkey, hello. I am starting to realize that I may be doing something a little over my head. Would it be smarter to do... Oh god. Every time I think of a alternative solution, I get like... I realize how much trouble it's going to be. What you trying to do, and is this Unreal Engine 4? This is Unreal Engine 4. I can't run on Unreal Engine 5. I'm trying to make an interface so that way I can put it in front of our customer. Ignore this capybara here. Uh, so that way the player can be told what the order is from the customer. I was going to use images, but I'm not sure how to bind images in widgets. Alternatively, it's probably easier to just make it happen in the event graph. Let's turn this guy back around. So, looking at my notes here, fix coffee generation system, complete customer, and coffee interactions. So I actually also need to open the copy. I'm awful at blueprints. Unfortunately, I'd only know how to do it through C++. I mean, whatever is better for you, that's great. And it's okay that you can't help because I'm just trying to improve my skills as a developer through this game jam. My not reading up on how to do this stuff beforehand is my own fault. Shoot. Let's come back to the customer order thing. We need to we need to finish developing the recipe concept that we were talking about. Although I do think that this kind of works as
Dub's
is.
going to be back.
Oh, okay. Coffee. Parents. Event begin play. Delay. Make array. Checks for coffee. Checks for ice. Shoot. Well, good news is we don't need any of this, so I can at least clean that up and tell myself I did something today. Let's bring this up. So how about this? Let's at least test if this is actually being checked by the customer. So let's say this doesn't meet their order. Print string, this is not my order. And that didn't work. Okay. Or maybe it did because I didn't put a print string down here either. So let's do this. Actually, I don't even need to do this print string because I have these tip values, which should be getting updated with the tip jar interface here. Yeah, so it's not working. So first off, let's slide you down this way and a little bit forward, just to see if it's maybe just not colliding. Okay, no, it is colliding. Okay. Let's check my order. Cast to customer parent. These are the ingredients. Check my order. Check my order. Does ingredient 1 contain this? If not, cast to here. Get tips. So it's got to do something with the collision here. On component hit. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe it should be begin overlap. Because this box isn't getting hit per se. Other actor. Oh. There we go. It's very cute so far. Thank you. Hopefully it'll look even better when I'm done with it, or at least function. Function is the first goal. I think maybe having this branch is actually causing an issue. I think what we just need to do is it doesn't need to be a branch. Might be worth checking if your cast is failing. If it was failing, it would say so, or at least it would say that this cast does nothing. But we can test that. So if we just do print string, let's at least see if it's recognizing the collision. Oh, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. So the cast is failing. On component begin overlap, cast apparent, check my order, print string. Is it because the collision is, nope, overlap all dynamic? Is it because these have physics actor and are the physics being, no, the physics are all, I mean, I can side the cup up a little bit just in case. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. What else can we do? Other actor, cast customer parent, check my order. That is customer parent. Shit. Pull off from the cast failed node, because if it's not doing that, it will then defo be an issue with collisions, not the script. Fair enough. Oops. Oh. There were collisions before we could even see it. Okay, that's interesting. Let's pull this guy back. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it's printing when it spawns. Why is it printing when it spawns? Maybe we can play. Check for coffee? Nope. Check recipe? Nope. Check for ice? No. Interesting. So we do know that at least the cast is failing, which is kind of an issue, because we need the cup to be able to tell the other actor. Or collision capsule. Is this what I want to do? This is so painful. And I don't have the mental capacity right now. We'll figure this out though. Convert the overlapped actor to a string or something. I've forgotten real methods for doing it. Should help with seeing what it's colliding with. Good point. Let's do overlapped component. Actually, no, you're right. Overlapped actor is probably the better one. What are you overlapping with? Itself. Why? Is ignore self turned on, or is it not turned on? Nope, that's not how that works. Maybe if I make the box the new roots, does that fix it? Nope, it's still colliding with itself. Interesting. Let's see if this does anything different. I don't think this is how that works. The blueprint itself is not a primitive component, therefore target must have a connection. That's unfortunate. Maybe it'd be better if we just have the... Nope, because that wouldn't make sense either. Can we maybe start with this? Here, let's try something a little silly. Let's get rid of this. Just for testing purposes, we'll do a custom event. We'll call it check. Why not? Bring this little guy back forward. And what we're going to do is on component hit. Nope, that's not how that works. You know what we could do? I'm trying to think of how to say this. There's a way for the interface to ask the level to check for other actors. No, that's too complicated. I'm realizing that it would just be a lot of resources on Unreal Engine's part just to check if one particular actor is ordering something. That's not what we want to do. We want to make it to where the coffee and the customer can talk to each other. There's a way to do it. I just need to remember. I might be going the wrong way about it with the collision concept, to be honest. But I'm trying. It's like the most simple method that I'm familiar with. On component hits. Let's just try this. Break this real quick. Okay, so on component hit is not working. What about event begin overlap? Nope, that's not working either. Interesting. Scuffway could be just doing a branch from the overlap to see if the overlapped actor is itself, then only does the rest of the code if not. It's not a bad idea. So let's try that. So grab a branch. Other actor is equal to customer parent. If true, we have to do this cast, I think. That didn't work. Also, apologies if I'm backseat deving too much. Let me know and I'll step back. No, you're all good. That's pretty much been a bulk of the fun for the past couple days is people coming in and offering tips on how to do better or try experimental things. So, you know, if you got ideas, you know, don't worry about offending me or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine with it. Let's try another scuffed idea. Customer ref. Usually this doesn't go well, but we're gonna just try it. Customer parent, object reference, compile save. Then what we do is drop this, grab the customer reference, maybe also do this. Okay, so I know that it's at least something to do with the copy. I'm pretty sure, just in case. Nope, it's also got to do something with the parent for some reason. When did this happen? Okay, we got other issues.
The cup.
Somehow the cup got bigger. It got the
It's not
class, but
surprising.
no object for it. No object for it, huh?
Hey, the Steam Summer Sale's on now.
Oh, is it now?
Yep.
It'd be hard to do it the way you're trying to do it too. Yeah, it would. We'll figure it out. We just got to keep trying. So something's going on with the collisions. That's one thing we do need to address. So let's, I think it's 0.05. 0.05 is way too small, actually. And 0.5 is too big. I don't know why that looks so wrong. Actually, this is a good way to check another collision theory. How does the cup land on the counter? Oh shoot, that's too small. Okay. Click the lock side of the scale if you want to keep the same ratio when adjusting values, by the way. Saves you a lot of tapping. Yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, thanks, Steam. I just got notified about the summer sale. I need to adjust the spawn location. Let's have it spawn Y170, negative 170, negative 174. Okay, so the model is handling a lot of the collisions, and the box isn't. Well, the box is also overlap dynamic, so that makes sense, actually. Overlap. It's not really the issue. The issue is that they're not communicating using their collisions for some reason. Oh, my brain hurts. Let's see. Let's at least check if the customer is functioning. Okay. So the event begin play function is working. We just don't have a means of the customer recognizing when their order is ready. So maybe if we... This might be a dumb idea. Let me get the day shift character. Center of the camera is about here. So what if, crazy idea, we make a custom event And okay, let me talk through what I'm doing. And someone stop me if this sounds incredibly dumb. We make a custom event in the player character, right? And what we do is when we're ready to serve the order, we actually give the ingredients to the player, and then the player shoots a raycast forward. And when that laser hits a customer, it's going to ask the customer, is this your order? And then the customer will say yes or no, but regardless, hold the model of the cup in one of their bones to show that they got the order at the very least. That last part is easy to do, I think. But we need to get over the first part first to make sure it works. We do know that the coffee is working. We know that it spawns the right ingredients. We just need a way for the coffee cup to be communicated to the customer. So we'll be the third party. We're gonna serve the customer and tell them what we're giving them instead of them looking at the coffee cup and asking if it's what they got. Excuse me. So we need to change the logic of this coffee interface. What I'm gonna do is just break this and bring it down here. The day shift character needs to have some inputs, so we'll do this. And I'm realizing we're going to need to create some original variables now. Or do we? I'm going to just set it up in case we need to. So ingredient 1, ingredient 2, and ingredient 3. Then we'll just change these to integers to match the ingredient IDs that we set up. Yeah, so we don't need to set up the variables in the character because they already exist in the customer. So what we'll do is line trace by channel. So get the camera location, get world location. That'll be the start. Then get world rotation, get forward vector, multiply by a float. We'll make the float, I don't know, 500, just to test, plus vector, and that's the endpoint. We'll make the line trace visible for duration. And then just to make sure this is working, we're going to break the hit result, get a print string going, and we're going to print what the hit actor is. It should be the customer. But first we also need to make sure that we can trigger this. So on click serve drink, cast to day shift character, get player character, what was the name of this logic again? Give order. Give order. So first we'll test that. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it would be easier if I did a sphere trace just so I can see that it's working actually. So we'll drop this for a second. Sphere trace by channel. Break the hit result. Compile save. And it's not showing. Oh, because I didn't do the draw debug type. No, it's just not working now. Just in case. Where are you setting the camera? The camera is currently I mean, visually it looks like it's at the bottom, but it is over the counter, it looks like. Is it in begin play? No, shouldn't be. I'm just pulling the camera component. In the script, I mean. No, it's not in begin play. It should be just a default component of the character. Never mind. Okay. Um, didn't realize they were attached. Oh, okay, okay. How about we first just test if this function is even being communicated by the interface real quick. Now what is this? Hit pin is in value. Oh. No? Okay. I'm going to hide these then. That's going to give me errors. Oh, the UI is not even communicating with the player. Dang, I thought that was going to work. It's been a while since I did this stuff in Unreal. It's fine, dude. You're all good. So the interface is not communicating with the player. That's interesting. Because I'm not doing anything different from the other times I've tried this. Coffee interface, day shift character. Click serve drink. Cast day shift character. Get player character. What if I doubt that's gonna work. Yeah, I didn't think so. I wonder why that's not working. That's so strange. How do my other interfaces handle interactions with people, if they do? Night shift clock out. Event graph. Oh, this just communicates with the game mode. Okay. God, am I going to make this the most roundabout thing ever? Is that what's about to happen? Let's find out. Close that. Go to game modes. Go to day shift. Open full blueprint. Custom event. Serve drink. Let's put these to the end here. Cast to day shift mode. Get game mode. Serve drink. This is such a bad idea. I don't know why I'm doing this. Cast to day shift character. Get player character. I already forgot what that event is called. Give order. Nope. Okay. Is it even communicating with the game mode? Or is this all kinds of broken right now? Okay, it is communicating with the game mode. The game mode is just not communicating with the character. To which I ask, why? Day shift character. Cafe controller. It's almost as if the character doesn't want to communicate with anyone else. Let's go back to our widgets here. Tip jar widget, pause menu, customer order. Save all. That's not how that works. I don't know why this is not working. And that's interesting. For now, let's plug this back in. Let's try another test real quick. Supposedly, it's counting the ingredients from the day shift character. Yeah, so it is communicating with the day shift character. It just doesn't want to... The day shift character just doesn't want input from someone else for some reason. What if, since it seems to be working in these functions, what if I just make a custom function for that? Actually, there's already a custom, nope, that's a serve drink button. Let's call it serve order. Cast a day shift character, get player character. It's not any different from what we do here. Give order. Still plugged into the print string. So that's still not working. It doesn't want to use this custom event for whatever reason. Interesting. What about this custom event? Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, wait, I didn't even make this work. That's my issue. Serve order. Okay, so that does work for some reason. Okay, so let's grab serve order. So now we just need to check if this will work as intended. We rehooked it up to the rest of the UI, so that looks good. Okay. I want to test this, and this. 3, 5, 6. Okay, so now, I don't know why that makes it work, but that made it work. Now we just need a way to ask the customer if this is what they ordered. Sphere trace by channel. Draw for duration. break hit result. Print string. Hit actor. Okay, so yeah, that's not working. Or at the very least, I'm not seeing the sphere trace occurring. So what if, can we make this camera visible? I think the answer is no. But what we can do is that's ridiculously sized. Let's actually use an Unreal asset here. We'll put it where the camera is, and instead of running it, we're going to simulate it so we can see what the player should be seeing. That's not a good sign. Let's just build this real quick. That might help with it a little bit. What's the distance on the trace? I believe I set it to be 500 units. Maybe that's not enough. That is something I didn't think about. Let's let the engine finish building the lighting real quick, and then we'll give it a whirl. Ah, good water. That's probably fine, you think? Just in case, we'll set it to be 10,000. Also, make sure that's not hidden in game. Visible. Okay. That's where it is. Okay, so what if we try active play? Well, now something looks completely weird. I'm not sure what's going wrong here. I wonder if it's... No, it couldn't be. Hold on. It's not hitting anything. It's not hitting anything. Oh, I didn't put a radius. That might be also part of our issue here. The sphere is size 0. It's not going to hit anything. Yep. But it's also hitting itself. So what if we do world location plus vector? There's a better way to do this. It's fine. We're going to do the hokey way, and if we can think of a better way, we'll do it later. Let's do plus 200. Hey! I think that actually hit the other actor. So now what I want to test is... does it recognize that? Countertop. Okay. Hit actor. The countertop is not an actor. That is a mesh. Why do you do this to me? So we probably want to raise... Or, no, hold on. What if we shrink the sphere a little bit? Because it is a little big. 25. Huh. Is it not far enough now? Or is the parent collision... Collision presets. Here we go. Trace response. Visibility ignore. Ah, that might be part of it. Let's try that. Yes! That should not make me this happy. Okay. Next test. Branch. Is the hit actor equal to the customer? If so, say hello. Ah, of course that doesn't work. Okay. What if... This might be a dumb idea. Cast to customer parent. Make that the hit actor. Let's just see if the cast works. The cast works. Now, will it use this check my order function? That's the next thing. So, check my order. This is my order. Just to make sure that both the cast and this function are working. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Oh my god. That took way too much time to knock out. Oh my god. Alright. Now, let's see if we can serve our customer. So what we'll do is... how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Set child actor. Coffee. And then what we'll do is... Well, I guess first let's make sure everything else here works. We can figure out this other thing later. So I want to make sure that we get tips for our order. Oh, yes. So the tips interface is working. The customer is reacting to their order being wrong. All is right in this world. I think what we'll do, because you can't see the coffee that you're serving. Oops, coffee. What we'll do is just, once the customer gets their order, for now, we will set or get child actor, set, I'm doing this all wrong. Hold on. Set coffee. Nope. Set actor. There we go. Or, I was starting to say the right thing and then I decided I was going to do the wrong thing. Set visibility. New visibility. By default, we'll have it be invisible. We just want to be able to see the customer hold their coffee. So what we'll do, just for this exercise, Make visible, please. And then we'll pull it back so the sphere cast doesn't hit the coffee. If it's the right order, the coffee will be there. Or not. Construction script attached to attach component to components. We actually want the mesh to be the parent and the coffee to be the target. And for this exercise, I'm going to have to do some unnecessary work here. So let's go to our NPCs. Nope. Day shift props. Nope. Enemy blueprint, enemy models, cow. We're just going to add a super temporary socket. Here. We'll call it coffee. And then we will put it on its back like that. So now if we go to customer parent and say coffee and do snap to target, I see. The coffee has consumed our cow because I forgot how big this actor is. So let's scale it down 0.25. Oh, you know what? Scaling the actor is not going to do anything. I need to scale the socket. So let's scale the socket to 0.25. Let's see what that does. Almost. We're getting somewhere. Let's try 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. And then we'll also rotate this 90 degrees this way. Okay, let's make it invisible. I don't see the coffee. That's not good. Real quick, I didn't test the other thing. This is not my order. Tips, $20. Huh. That thing looks like it's wrong. What if we take this print string, right? Put it after we set the coffee to be visible. I mean, it could also be... I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But we do know that this is at least working. I wonder. Oh shoot, I didn't even add the I need to connect these up. There we go. Now let's see if this gets communicated correctly. So we need to go to back to the customer here. Let's break this for just a second because I just want to make sure that these values are being transferred. So print string, do 3 times. Hook these up. Okay, so we can just give the customer their order like this, which is good. Compile save. I also want them to be able to walk into the shop and place an order. That's the other thing we got to do soon. I also need to get rid of the fact that this is handling the spawning of the coffee, I think. Can I? No, that's not how that works. Unless... set... Trying to find a way to change child actor class. So if we do that, and instead of having it be invisible, we just don't make it an actor at all. Okay. So it'll set the actor, but then it won't attach it for some reason. Oh my god, it's just gonna spawn it differently every time. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. Oh no. I kind of like that. I don't know. I think that's really funny. um Alternatively, right? We just don't worry about physically having coffee, and we just have it to where when the coffee spawns here, it has a short lifespan, disappears after the fact because the customer presumably takes it. Because we just need functionality to start working at this point. We are so far behind. Which means that we actually need to get back to making the interface for the customers telling us their order. Customer order. So instead of an image, we'll just do text. We'll make the text black. And then just duplicate this a couple times. Horizontal box. We need to... Is it this way? Maybe it'd be better if I did a vertical box, now that I'm looking at it like this. So let's do that. We'll grab a vertical box, if I can spell vertical. Vertical box. Anchor at center. So -50. Let's actually up the size a little bit. Let's go 450 by 450. So -230. Nope, -220. Yep. By, let's try -100. -250. Okay, so it's too big. 300 by 300 should be fine. 150 and -300. Nope. -200. Grab some text. We should set up the logic first. Bind. Let's close you, and you real quick. I need to look at our enumerations that we created. Nope. This one. Okay, so then can begin play. The customer is going to know what ingredients they want in their coffee. So let's start with that. So switch on enumeration. Cast to customer parent, and then we'll just do try or owner. Get owning actor, because we're going to widget. And then just for testing purposes, shrink this down. Nope, that's not the way to do it. Let's try 0.5. I see. 0.5. Now lock. 0.25. Let's see what that looks like. Right. This didn't work. Okay. That's tough. Maybe I need this to communicate to the widget. Actually, hold on. That actually might be what I need to do. So we'll need to create some variables here. IG1. Change this to an integer. Okay, so what we need to do is have it to where it knows what to say based on the ingredient being given. So there's a way to do this. It's probably hidden in the coffee interface somewhere. No, might be in the coffee actor. Make array. Check for coffee. Contains one. Okay, yeah, no, this isn't checking for anything. That's gonna be interesting. I guess ingredient one should always be coffee. So, truth be told, text one should always be coffee, I think. And then we just need to justify its center. Let's give it the outline 5. Increase the font size a little bit. Or maybe outline 2. 1. Oh, right, it's black text. The color of the outline should be different. Not that it would stand out anyway. I guess it doesn't matter. So coffee, which should be all caps. Duplicate. This should be ingredient 2. So ingredient number 2. Just had a funny thought. And I'm getting really conflicted on that. We'll make coffee the final word. The first word should always be another ingredient. So, God, this is so annoying. So, ingredient 1 text. Ingredient 2 text. Let's make it an ugly series of branches just because we can. I'm going to put the ingredients on the right here so I can look at them while I type. Customer order. Man, you inspired me to spend some more time working on my own project and remember why I was putting it on. I feel that though. I really feel that though. Like, I have another project that I've been putting off on Unreal because I remembered the junk I have to do with it too. So, yeah. That's programming though. You go, man, I wonder why I stopped working on that project. It was so interesting. It has potential. And then you look at the horrors that you created when you left and you're like, ah, yes. That was bad. Shoot. Let's promote this to a variable. And we'll call this ingredient 1 text. Nope. We'll just call it IG1 text. Okay, we're going to do this the dumb way, because the dumb way is going to be the fastest way for now, because I'm not smart enough for this. The stuff I'm doing right now isn't hard, but I'm trying to keep myself to only best practice coding and ugh, God, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Ingredient 2, if it's equal to, God, I hate that I'm gonna do this way. Vanilla. I'm definitely doing it wrong because it's way too manual. Yeah. I get that though. It's like, you know, there's a way to make it more simple and like borderline automatic, but it's like you don't know how, so you just keep going. Is ingredient 2 equal to 3? Set the text to be chocolate. These should all feed into here. To at least make an attempt to make this look somewhat manageable. Chocolate, espresso, bring it down, grab this text again, milk, and then one more time. This one will be ice. Bro, what in the holy if chain are you doing? I know. There's a better way. I just don't remember it right now, and I'm really trying to just get this to function. we can we can clean this up and make it better later. I promise. It's not gonna be forgotten. It's gonna be looked at later, and I will cringe. We can cringe together right now, though. Um. Oh shoot. Okay. Uh. This this one. We don't need this. That's fair. It happens in game jams. Functional first. But damn. Yeah. But damn indeed. So this one we want to be get text one.
Haven's back.
Oh, is he? Okay, copy literally all of this. This abomination of a function. And paste it in here. And then change this. Drag this out here. Promote to a new variable. We'll call it ig2 text. God, this is so bad. Okay. Let's test if this works. Get text one, ingredient text two. Unbind this. No, sorry. Unbind this. Ingredient two text. Get text one. Okay. Capybara. What is your coffee desire? Oh, it didn't work. But I think I know why. I think I know why. Because I forgot to do this part. Yes, I did forget to do this part.
Just desires coffee.
So, what we need to do is, let's do this. We're gonna break this. Break? No. There's a way to get the contents of an array. I just need to remember what it was. Length? No. Shoot. Get the number of items in an array. That's not what I want. I just want the array's contents. There's a way to do it. I just don't remember. That's not it either. Identical insert is valid index, lost index, length, random array item from stream. Resize, reverse, set, array element, shuffle, swap array. None of those sound like what I'm looking for. Math, integer. No. Components, nope. Class, definitely no. Okay. There's a way to get the contents of an array. I just don't remember what that is. We may just have to go down this whole list here. Find item? No, actually. Alright, Google, you're my friend. What are we doing here? Unreal Engine, get or break array. I'm probably using the wrong search terms here, but let's see, there's a forum post here. It's definitely not what I was looking for. For each loop with break blueprint code. I'm aware of what that is. I'm not sure if that's what I'm looking for. Um, it is a 4-minute video. What am I trying to do? Okay, hold on. Experience for what are you trying to do? So what I'm trying to do is I want the customer to tell the widget what it's trying to order. And to do that, I want to get the ingredients from the array so I can tell the widget to accept that value and plug it into, not this, into the text functions that I've made a disaster out of. So that way we can have the customer tell the player for each loop through every valid element in the array. Okay, let's see if that works. For each loop, or actually, should I maybe do it from here? For each loop with break. Shoot. So we need to link this up. Set IG. Nope. Get widget. Set IG. Nope. Oh, okay. We're running into more complicated territory now. Oh, wait. Nope. Okay, maybe this plan isn't gonna work. Oh god, what am I doing? For each stick in sticks, stick pickup. Oh, okay. This is also assuming that I can even tell the widget, have the customer tell the widget what it's looking for. Or, am I doing this? No, I'm doing this right. It's just a matter of... This is so hard because it's really easy to have Unreal say, this is the player character, trust the player character, grab those values. But it doesn't work so well with NPCs, as far as I'm aware. Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm not sure. Explain what you're doing again. I was trying to have the customer tell the widget what it's trying to order. But I'm realizing that I can't call on the widget specifically within the event graph of the customer parent. Spell it out like I'm an idiot. Okay. Take it from the top. I have this, let's close this. This is distracting. I have a widget here meant for the customer to explicitly state what ingredients it wants in its coffee. The customer does have a list of ingredients. It takes a random integer in an array. And then it has 3 different arrays to check. So that way I can run 3 separate checks on the different ingredients. Because you can bind the widget to that string. If it was a string, maybe. These are integers. Because that's how the coffee interface tracks what ingredients are being put in to the coffee. And the customer checks each individual ingredient when we ask it, is this your coffee? Because the coffee is always going to be made up of 3 ingredients. I should have set up my full body rig for this because I'm wiggling my hands all over the camera and it's just not showing up on stream. Like milk equal 1, coffee equal 2, ice equal 3. Yes. Let me pull up the enumeration this is all based on because that might help. So here's the enumeration for all the ingredients in the game. 0 is never used as a value, but 1 through 6 is. And these are the ingredients on screen. I'll leave it up for just a second. I also have it on an enumeration because it allows me to do a switch on enum. I say that, but I don't remember if I actually used the switch on enum function. Yes, I did. Because, nope, that's not it. That's a different enumeration. Never mind. I am making things up, apparently. I'm going crazy. I know I used it somewhere. I just don't remember where I used it. And that's an issue. Yeah, I just don't know what I did. It's an enum, not just an integer. The enum exists to track it, but truth be told, the enumeration doesn't seem to be used anywhere. So it is a true integer through and through. I mean, yeah, this is just tough. I guess I could also, no, because if I change this from, so this is in the customer. If I change the arrays, can you not break the enumeration to read it? Good question. Enum, hold on. It's called item pickup enum. You can break a struct. Doesn't seem like you can break an enum, unless that's what you're asking. Here, how about this? I'll just grab all of these, and we'll just see what happens. Item pickup. Byte to enum? No. Literal enum. Item pickup. Switch, just in case. I guess the issue still exists that I don't have a way for this widget to communicate to the customer. Hold on. Nope. Oh, what have I done to myself? Let's put this to the end so it's not in the way. What if I do event construct try get pawn owner? Oh, you cannot do that. Owner. That's unfortunate. Could not use a enum to string a function. Oh, enum to string function. We probably could. The real question is, do I know how to do that? So let's enum to string. So we can do that. We can probably, can we do, what is this? Shit. There's a variable name for that. Byte. Can we do random byte? No, we cannot. Or can we do integer to byte? Aha! We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So if we do that, oh, okay, it's just gonna do that. I still need to somehow get the values out of this array. That's where I'm really stuck at. Unless, find item. I don't know if that's how that works. My experience with enums is limited, as I have only really used it for a couple of switch cases. Yeah, enumerations are really good for that. Like, if it's this, then do this instead. I'm using it in a really weird way right now, and that's my bad, but God, I love enums. Shit. Okay. Utilities, array. Temporary copy of the item in the array. Oh wait, is maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe this number is what this bottom number is. Like that's the array integer. Let's try that. We still need a way to communicate to the widget though, regardless of how this comes out. Actually, just in case, print string. Let's see what that does. None. It returned none. It shouldn't have returned none. It is still returning none. Okay. Okay. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Never touched them in Blueprint though, so I got no idea what functions Unreal gives them. At the moment, I am in love with Unity's scriptable objects for my project because it is so useful. Yeah, Unity's scriptable object stuff is pretty interesting. Haven't messed with Unity too much, but yeah, that was pretty interesting with what little I played with it. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about this. Maybe there's a much simpler solution that I'm just not thinking about. Let's do this. Let's try something crazy, right? We'll have the game mode handle communications between the widget and the actor. Report order. Material. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm pure C++ with very minimal blueprint. Never been a fan of visual scripting. Understandable. I picked up visual scripting because I dropped out of my coding class in university. So this is the the other avenue of programming for me right now. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we're going to this is such a dumb idea, but I'm gonna go ahead with it. Cast to day shift mode. Get game mode. Report order. And we will add some inputs in here. There'll be integers, ig1, ig2, and ig3. Event construct, cast to game, nope, day shift. Visual scripting for my eyes just becomes harder to manage to my brain than just generic programming. Yeah, I get that. It often is the case for me too, but again, this is what I know how to do for now. Get, or actually, 1, 2, 3. I shouldn't have done it that way. It's fine. IG1. IG2. IG3. There, there, and there. Then we will just pull that information. So get IG1. Did I not name IG2 correctly? Oh, I did ID2. IG2. Set. Set this. Set this. IG2. Then IG3. Whoops, that like that. IG3. So now we just need to find a way to plug this information in here. Which brings me back to the issue that I don't remember how to grab a single component from the array. Let's see. Neural engine. Pull item from array. Oh. Is that how that works? Just to test. Right. Print string. I just want to make sure this works first. So if I get index 0, I should get a value that is not 0, if this works correctly. It works. Okay, so with that in mind, copy this. Shoot. Is this how I want to do this? It should be the same no matter what. So index 1, and then we'll grab index 3. Well, if it's the same, I probably should have just plugged it all into... Let's not think about it. I'm barely thinking as it is. So let's assume this all works. Ideally, the customer responds, they figure out what they want to order, and then they tell the game mode, this is what I'm ordering. The game mode then saves that information to itself. It says, this is what the customer says they want to order. This customer order speech bubble then asks the game mode to give them that information. So we get ingredients 1, ingredients 2, and ingredients 3. Then, based on that information, it goes into this horrible function where it checks each potential value that should happen to determine the text. If this all works, we should see a customer order. Well, one of them worked. Look at that. He says espresso. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. And that's not nothing. Okay. This top text. Ingredient text 2. Okay, so if I go to ingredient text 2, it's pulling ingredient 2. Oh, that's my issue. I have, I'm asking for the same ingredient twice. So it should be ingredient 3 all the way through. Actually, I don't need to drag it out each time. Why am I doing this? Let's just add more string to this board. God, I love man-made spider webs. They're not terrifying at all. Okay, it's still not working. Why is it not working? That's the next question. IG text 1, IG text 2, IG2, IG2, IG2. I know the if statements are a problem. I promise I'm kind of thinking about how to fix it. I just don't want to think about this right now. Wait, I'm an idiot. There's a way to fix this that we just talked about. Switch on item pickup enum. Then just take this integer. Oh, come on. Integer to byte. And then, yeah, now I'm seeing the power of enums. It's funny too, because like in a previous project, I used enums like this, and I just completely wiped that from my brain for some reason. Okay, so let's bring this in a little bit. Let's make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so IG3 will never be coffee beans, so we don't have to worry about that or none. So we'll plug in the vanilla to here. We'll plug in the chocolate to here, espresso to here, milk to there, and ice to there. Look at that. Now we're thinking with portals. Drag this out a little bit. Delete these, and delete these. Okay. Vanilla here. I'm seeing things pop up on my OBS preview, and I'm like getting startled by that for no reason. It's literally just Unreal windows opening and closing. Okay. So that one was IG3. We want this to be IG2. And now it's not working at all. Okay. IG3, IG2. We are assigning the correct values. Why was it working better with my broken function? Oh no, now it's just okay. Hmm. Hmm. Curious. What if I set these to be the same function real quick? Like that shouldn't have an effect, but okay. So get text 1 is not working for whatever reason. Even though it's exactly the same? What if I just... First of all, let's rename this so I actually know what I'm looking at half the time. Oh. Dump these into byte to here. Interesting. Ice coffee. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. Milk. Let's just, for my own amusement, let's get everything capitalized. What? Vanilla. I did not delete everything correctly. Okay, so for some reason the binding of text is only working with one of the functions and not the other. So what if we just duplicate this and set this to be the other value? Then rebind. Huh. Even when it's literally a duplicated function, it doesn't like using anything outside of this one. Could it be because there's not enough padding between the text? Let's add some bottom padding here just in case. We'll add a padding value of 3. We'll add a padding value of 3 and 3. And then we'll add a padding value of 3 here as well. It shouldn't really cause any changes, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, I didn't think so. Something else is going on here. I'm just not sure what. Like, I don't know why this is causing an issue. Does it even matter where we change that value to? Or what if we make, okay, what if we make both of these the same function? Now neither work, okay. But if we make it the exact same function, is it possible that it's just not able to read this second integer for some reason? What if we change this to IG1? Interesting. So IG2 is just not being read correctly. So that means it's probably something wrong over here. I wonder if that's all I need to do to fix that, because I just put in the wrong value there. Uh, nope. I did something worse. Hold on. I've apparently broken everything now. Text 3. I'm so confused. We had it going. We had it going there. Now I've done something to totally break everything again. Text 3. Okay, let's see if we can at least get things back the way it was before. Let's put this one to 2. Set this one to 0. Nope. I don't know what I did, but it totally broke it. Ah, that's unfortunate. Oh, that was not the right button. Tell you what, let's restart Unreal real quick. Maybe that's contributing to something. Also, close Krita. Let's make sure we got nothing unnecessary running right now. In the meantime, while that loads, I'm gonna get a sip of water. Don't know why this is happening. Like, it's so weird. You could literally duplicate the same function, and yet you get different results for no reason, it seems. Okay, so let's go back to the correct level. Yep, UI is still broken. Okay. Go back to our customer here. Good luck with your project. All right, so it's 4 a.m. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. Get some good rest. Thanks for dropping by. Hopefully I'll figure this out while you sleep. Shoot. Okay, so let's change this up a little bit. Ingredient text one. Ingredient text two. And what we'll do is ingredient text one, we'll use ingredient one. Ingredient text two, we'll use ingredient two. Just don't know what's going on here. What if, crazy thought, but what if it's like considering itself hit testable and that's why it's disappearing on itself? Nope, I didn't think so. Would have been nice if it was that simple. Oh, ingredient text 3 is working now though. That's something. I gave it IG3. IG3 is currently using index number 2. What if I give it the same index here? And ingredient text 2 is using ingredient number 2. Nope, still not working. What if I give it ingredient number 1? That breaks both of them. Okay, good to know. Oh, there's a certain digit in here that's causing errors. Let's up the minimum value to 2. See what that does. Milk, okay. Chocolate, okay. Chocolate again. Milk. Vanilla. Chocolate. Milk. Chocolate. Okay. I don't know why that's suddenly doing just fine. Ingredient 2 text. I don't understand why ingredient 2 is just refusing to display. Oh, it makes no sense. Alright, what if we just remove the binding? Suddenly it wants to show. Okay. Bind it to ingredient 2. Compile save. Now it doesn't want to work anymore. Okay. Ingredient text 2, switch on enum. It checks that it has an ingredient number 2, which we got from the day shift mode. It literally connects to here to say this is what ingredient 2 is. We set the local ingredient 2 to be equal to that. There's just no reason for this not to work. I'm just so confused. Okay, what if remove binding. What if we try to do it on just the final one? Okay, now the final one doesn't want to work. Okay. Remove binding. Let's delete ingredient 2 text and ingredient 1 text. Compile save. It still functions. So now, what if we duplicate the function? Yes, we're going to try this again. Ingredient 2 text. Delete all this. Get ingredient 2 to byte. Compile save. Bind to ingredient 2 text. Compile save. I think... Nope, we definitely didn't fix it. Because now it's just saying the same thing twice. Okay, so there's something going on here, maybe. Yes, there is. Change that to 1, compile save. Still doing the same thing. Okay, what are we doing wrong here? What if we change that to 0? That breaks it. Okay. What if we change this to 3? That also breaks it. Okay, cool. Okay. What if we do this instead? Okay, that didn't fix anything. Okay. We made progress, and yet we've made no progress. Just realized another issue. If we go to coffee interface, we serve the drink. Give order. It says ice coffee, ice coffee. This is not my order. But it is. So something else is going wrong here. What if we do it reverse? Vanilla, vanilla, coffee, right? Coffee, vanilla, vanilla. Still not your order. Okay, so even how the customer is checking this is not working. Oh. What if, just as a test, order recipe, change this to an integer array, and on event begin play, we do this instead, then do the gets here, then I don't know what to do with this. Get order recipe, plug it in over here. So does ingredient 1 fit in this? Yes. Does ingredient 2 fit into this? Yes. Ingredient 3, yes. It should say, oh wait, hold on, I might be testing this wrong because I just have the same text here. So this actually might have been working this whole time. I love it. There we go. Okay, so it does work. Ingredient 2 text, ingredient 3 text. Yeah, the ingredient 2 thing is still not working for some reason. Coffee, milk, milk. Love it. Okay. I don't know what it wants from me. I mean, at least it's working, right? Or, you know what? No, because it should be generating a new number for each entry in the array. I mean, I guess at least we can ask the customer, is this your order? And it actually will be their order. Instead of it being like, man, the text is not generating correctly. I don't know. It's just kind of painful. What if, break this, right? This is going to be dumb. But what if we do this? Oh, I fixed it. That was the issue. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Espresso, coffee, chocolate. Serve drink. We got money. Oh, that shouldn't have been that hard. At least it's working. At least it's working. Now we just need to set up some logic for this whole thing. First off, how does this environment look again? Not great. I'll give it that much. So let's functionality first. There's still a lot of things we need to do. So let's grab nav mesh bounds. Let's make it 20 by 20. That might be a bit excessive. Whoops. Is it not? Show. Oh, it's just P. Cool. So what we'll do is we have an empty actor here. Let's put that here-ish. So first off, clean this up a little bit so we can see what's going on and I can talk through what we're doing here. Grab all this. when the customer spawns, when they become sentient, they're going to know what they want to order at the coffee shop because it's determined by these two random integers. They're going to let the game mode know what that is, so that way they can say what their order is. And they're also going to decide how much they're willing to pay if they have a good experience and how much they're willing to pay if they have a bad experience. When the player serves them a drink, the player is going to shoot. Hold on. When the player serves them a drink by hitting the serve now button, they're going to shoot a ray cast, a sphere cast, actually. And it's going to hit the customer. And it's going to say, hey, customer, these ingredients are in your order. Is that what you asked for? And the customer is going to say, does it have this, this, and this? And if all of that is true, they're going to be like, yes, that's what I asked for. Here's some money. I love it. So now what we need to do is implement the customer coming into the restaurant to order and then leaving once they have their order. So what we also want to do is zoom out so I can actually see. Let's have that widget be hidden in game. And then AI move to, and the destination, we're just gonna use this location here. So -94, -61, 20. -94, -61. Actually 0 should be fine because it's not gonna be a floating object, right? Right? Let's just see how that works. We'll move the NPC way out here and a little bit to the side, actually, just so we can make sure the AI navigation is working. So let's simulate it. That's not good. Let's see if that fixes it. That did something. It's not what I wanted it to do, but that did something. So let's go back to NPCs. Let's make a new AI controller. We'll call it customer controller. Go back to our enemy blueprint just to see what we did with this one. Run behavior tree. Aha, I see. Wander, wait, move to target. Okay. Artificial intelligence, Blackboard. We'll call it customer Blackboard. Artificial intelligence, behavior tree, customer behavior tree, root, selector, sets the blackboard as the, nope, customer blackboard. We'll add a key. We'll call it received order. So we'll add a decorator. Blackboard. is not set. Received order. So we'll need to make some new tasks actually. Oh no, move to target should be fine. Unless there's literally nothing in here. Receive, execute AI. Controlled pawn. Move to, yeah, move to. Yeah, move to. Destination will be, so we can get rid of this, but negative 94, negative 61. Just to make sure I'm doing this correctly, enemy blueprints, enemy parent. That's event any damage. Set timer by function, pawn sensing. Okay, so I didn't do anything fancy in here. Enemy parent, close that. Go back to the blackboard. Not blackboard, behavior tree. Move to target. Oh no, sorry. I need something else here. I need, a sequence maybe. Right? Am I going crazy? I am. We don't need to do that. Move to target. And then if this value is set, we need to make a new task. Call it, let's just make a new task from scratch. We'll call it leave the building. So we'll need a receive, execute AI. I've realized we forgot to do something. On success, execute, finish execute. Let's at least see if that's working. It is not. I think I know why. Then begin play, run, behavior tree. Right? Ah, yes. So I need to do behavior tree, name the behavior tree, then run behavior tree. Or not. Oh, because I'm doing it in a player controller. That's my issue. I knew I was doing something wrong. Let's save all real quick. AI controller. Customer controller. Behavior tree. Nope, I spelled behavior wrong. Yep. Run behavior tree. It's still not working because probably nope. Let's take off this is it probably because I didn't actually add the controller? Yep. And there he goes. Oh. That is a way to enter the building. Okay, so I'm gonna want the customers to spawn out here somehow. Or I can put fake obstacles outside that the player can't see, maybe. Like if I do this. Oh, wait. Oh god. Then just... let's see what the customer does with that. The window. Yes. Logical. Very logical. Copy paste. Rotate. Shrink. Now he comes in the door. Look at that. Simple solutions. Okay, so now we just need to make these cubes invisible. It's hacky, but it's a way to do it. Then what we'll do is... what is the player's view of this happening? I see. Go over here. Clipboard gets. Nope. I'm alive, Delilah. Good to see you're alive, Delilah. This is so tough. Blackboard. Yep. And then get the blackboard. And then we'll add a custom event. We'll call it received order. Get this. Get set Value as Boolean. Are you having fun? Now that we're actually making progress, I am having a little bit of fun. It was a really painful first hour and a half, though, I will admit. Key name. Key name. What is the key name? Currently, I'm just trying to make it to where the AI customer, our little cow Pibaro over here, knows when he got his order. That's the first thing I want to implement for some reason. I need to go here, then here. There we go. Copy this. Paste that here. Set that as true. We don't need this. I'm over here doing a VTuber model for someone. Oh, that's exciting. I heard that rigging the hair is the most painful part of doing 2D VTuber models, depending on how complicated it is. Is that more or less the case? Just curious. While you answer, I'm gonna refresh my memory on Unreal blackboards real quick. Yes, it is. It's so painful. If it's any comfort, the work that goes into a 2D VTuber's hair does not go unnoticed. Okay, I think I know what I want to do for this. So you do sequence, move to target, do a selector, apply decorator, received order is set. If so, I'm gonna make a new task. We'll call it, I already have that task made. Whoops. I was just stopping by, so have a good night. All right, have a good night. Good luck on your model. So let's make the customer exit back the way they came for now. We can tweak it later. So we'll do negative 1500 by 850. Leave the building. And move to negative 1500, 850. Yep. And on success, finish execute. So leave the building. So now what we need to do is add a node here that says essentially cast to customer controller, get AI controller, and received order. Let's see if that works. evidently that didn't work. So let's set this to simulate. Okay, let's do this differently. I'm gonna put the blueprint in my next monitor so I can see if this event is triggering correctly. So, new editor window. I see the AI is told to move to here. I give him his order. And that did nothing. Okay, so I'm doing something wrong. Big shock. On value change, maybe. Let's try that again. Nope, that's not working. Oh, you know what might be? Copy all this, paste it up here, set it to false at the start. That might be contributing to the issue. Let's find out. Oh, now you're not gonna... Yep. Okay, so moved to the wrong spot for some reason. Blackboard is just not doing anything. Ah. Not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Everything I'm looking at kind of indicates that I'm doing pretty much what I want correctly. Unless... selector... What if we just do this first? I don't know if that's how that works. We're gonna find out though. Make sure I have the view of the behavior tree. Ah, you would stop there. I'll fix that later, I swear. Unless he does it a third time. Okay. Okay. Where was that empty actor? Here we go. So negative 54, negative 25. I... Okay. Yeah, that blackboard condition is just not doing anything. I'm not entirely sure why. Not true. Received order sets true. What if print string received? Ah, okay, so I didn't actually fix the navigation. Ah, pain. I'm honestly tempted to just hard code it into the character itself at this point. Might be easier. Let's try it. So we want to copy this logic. Oh wait, that might also be the contributing factor here. Hold on. Yep, that was the issue. Okay, so that's working. Is this working though? Um, that's not good. You're saying you love your ice drink. I know you didn't order an ice drink. It also means this isn't working. So there's that. What did we break? Hold on. There's something weird going on here. Okay, let's do one thing at a time. First of all, we want to hard code the AI move to. So let's do that. So negative 86, negative 28. On success, do nothing. So let's have you move just to see if you're working. You're not. um, okay, that's at least working. Um, Once that's done, um, we'll say custom event. Order drink. And that's how we'll set hidden in game to be untrue. So cast to customer parent. I'm like bumping my microphone every other minute. Sorry about that. We need to move this a little higher. No. We'll make a variable. We'll say ready to order. Set it to true on success. Event tick. This is such a bad way to do it, but I'm just going to do it this way. Ready to order. Or do I even need to do this? Maybe we could just do like a branch. No, I do need to use the tick, I think. Event tick. Cast to customer controller. Get AI controller. And then do get ready to order. And if ready to order is true, we'll set the widget to not hidden. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Oh, wait, I know I did it wrong. There's no way to trigger this. That's the issue. God. Branch. Cast first. Go to branch. Break this link. If true, set it to that and do order drink. But it's gonna do that continuously if I do that way. Shoot. I've really done this the most complicated way I possibly could have.
As long as it gets done, right?
I guess so. Shoot, how do I want to do this? What if, this is a silly idea. Make an empty actor. We're gonna call it the order stand. And how it's gonna work is I'm gonna put a collision on it, and basically, if when the customer detects that it stops and hits that order stand, it's going to speak its order. So box collision. It doesn't need to do anything fancy. Um, or on component begin overlap. This is gonna sound stupid. Apply damage. Then go to customer parent and on event any damage, you're gonna speak your damn order. So set hidden. Put the order stand. I think it should be right about here. Okay, maybe we should check if this is even working. It's not working. Okay, how far off the mark are we? We're not off the mark. He's standing literally on top of the order stand. Okay. Oh, no, he's not. It's still not working. I feel like I get dumber every other minute. There's a way to do this. Let's try this instead. Player blueprints, day shift character. I'm just going to do this. We're going to grab all this code. Tie it to a new button. We'll do backspace. When I hit backspace, we're going to poke the customer and we're going to ask it to custom event, place order. I didn't do that correctly because I gotta do this. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Issue now being as I cannot. Oh, I see. Yes. I can see how that would be an issue. Let's do 0.2 and bring it down a little bit. Yeah, that works. Okay. Set back to hidden in game. And then what we'll do is instead of making it work on backspace, we'll just do event tick. And then if we go to class defaults, we should be able to change tick interval to maybe 0.0, 0.5 should be fine. Every half second, it'll automatically ask if there's a customer with an order. What collision you put on the box? Oh, sorry, I don't, Cludos, I didn't even see your message. I'm sorry if that was earlier. On the box, if you're talking about this one, I didn't even choose a profile, so that might have contributed to this not working. But it's fine, because I think we got a... Oops. Okay, so 1,000 is kind of a long distance. Okay, so that's still too long. How about 500? That works. It's in centimeters. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now when a customer walks up, we will ask them to tell us their order. They will tell us the order. We can now serve them their coffee. Now we need to come up with what to do when they have their drink. So, first of all, check my order. We'll need to do this first. Set it back to being hidden. So let's test that. So we'll give him milk coffee. Oh shoot. Oh, that's tough. We'll figure it out later. We need to start implementing the fact that the player should be running out of coffee ingredients when they're serving coffee, because I have not set that up yet. So let's go back to our coffee interface. Event graph. Here we go. Okay, so that's to add the ingredients. Oh, we need to be subtracting it. Where is it pulling this information from again? Or even, have I even set that up yet? Get bean count. There we go. Okay, so we need to go to our day shift character and set up how it's going to be pulling that information. So I think I have a lot of this set up in the night shift character, so we'll just go back there. Night shift character. Here we go. Okay, it's not really set up, but it's there. Save game. Load game from slot, cast a save game. There's functions there. End of shift, save game. Viewport, all that stuff. Event graph, when you pick up an item, it just gets added to the stuff there. Okay. Does save game exist? Slot 1. Branch. Load game from slot. Slot 1. Close this, close this. Cafe save game. Get save. Oops. Cast a cafe save game. That's what I want. This is gonna get messy real fast. Let's bring this back up a little bit, and we'll post this on my side screen so I can see what I'm gonna be pulling here. I'm just realizing something. Where is the tip jar pulling money from? Day shift character tips. Oh, am I blind? I am blind. That's where it is. Okay, so we need to set these values. So we'll set that. We'll set that. How's the game coming along? We've hit a lot of roadblocks today, but the customer can now walk up to you, say what they want. You can serve them the drink, and they will tell you if you did a good job or not, and they will tip you accordingly. So, as far as the coffee serving mechanics go, it's kind of working out pretty well. Right now, we're just setting up the coffee mechanics actually draining your resources. So, if you come into the coffee shop with 5 coffee beans, you should be able to burn 5 coffee beans. That's the one thing we haven't set up yet. So that's what we're working on now. Really? Save game. Ah, that's why. Cafe or coffee? You're working at a cafe and you're serving coffee. So there's, I don't know if that answers your question, but there's that. Yes? Okay, cool. Vanilla beans. Plug this in.
I was worried there was some esoteric cafe versus coffee
nomenclature.
yeah, that we weren't aware.
God, that would be terrifying if that was. Got my whole life thinking there wasn't a there was a really distinct difference, and I was saying it all right. Turns out I was wrong. Disappointing all the cafe, coffee, whatever owners out in the world. Did you figure out a name for the cafe yet? No, Joe, I meant to ask you about that.
Oh.
I don't have a name at all in mind.
I'll put some thought into it.
Okay, cool. Because funny enough, I modeled a sign, but I chose not to export it because I didn't know what to texture it with. So if we do come up with something, I can really quickly jump in there and do some crayon work. Here's another question.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's technically 2 questions, but you know.
More than you were saying.
I know. I'm betraying your trust every time I speak. So, should the player start during the day shift or during the night shift? When they boot the game. Sorry, I should emphasize.
Well, are we wanting to emphasize the shooter aspect more or the cafe experience aspect more?
Um, I ask
Say,
because if we choose to start with the cafe level as like a brief tutorial of like daily life, I need to set default values in the save game. So that way the player starts with that much resources. But if we start in the night
okay.
shift levels, then I don't have to do this, but then we need to set up a default max ammo, which is, I put it as 5 for now because I think 5 shots is a good start to understanding how the mechanics work.
Hmm.
I personally don't have a preference either way. I just wanted to see if you had a thought on that.
I have many thoughts, and they're all colliding,
Oh
not
no.
letting any of the thoughts get through.
I mean, fair enough. So cast 2, day shift character, player character, and then do get, no, set coffee beans. If I can spell, I'll get the right stuff. And it'll be equal to coffee beans -1. So let's pretend for a minute that the day shift character will start with 5 coffee beans. Let's just make sure that gets displayed correctly first. How? Wait. I know I did something wrong. No, the game is just being weird. Why are you being weird? Okay, something in the coffee interface. So if we go to get espresso beans, day shift character get espresso beans. Okay, that makes sense. Get bean count, get coffee beans. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, what if I change this down to like 1? Espresso beans is 0, right? Play. Where are you getting 3 and 2? Okay. See if that works. That does work. I'm also skipping a step here, but one thing at a time, I guess, maybe. Branch. Is coffee beans greater than 0? Actually, we should start with less coffee beans. Wait. 0, 0. Get bean count. Count as DCF character, coffee beans, text. Doesn't come from save game? I guess it would make more sense to come from the save game rather than the character itself, huh? I think I did this function before I made the save game object, and that's why it's currently like this. It might be more efficient if I do it from the save game. You're right. You're right. Let's do that. So load game from slot. Slot 1. Cast 2, cafe save game. Get coffee beans. I mean, I thought it was coming from the save game. It is. It's going from the save game to the character to the interface, and I wonder if that is causing some kind of issue. So I'm going to just clean this up real quick and see if that might fix it. Because we had a similar issue earlier with the actual coffee serving interface. Or not the serving interface, but the customer ordering things. For some reason, it was just bugging out. You should not do that. Okay. Loading every tick? Not loading every tick. Because the get text. Oh no, you're right. It would be loading every tick because it's updating the text every tick. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. I didn't think about that. Good call. Yeah, so just having the character pull that information once from the save game and saving it to themselves, then the interface asking the character how they're getting that information should work. But here's where my confusion is coming from. So save game has a default value of 1 for coffee beans, 0 for vanilla, chocolate is 0, espresso is 0, milk is 0. And there's no default values in here, so we know that's working. And looking at here, bean count, which is tied to this text here, get bean count. It should just be asking the character to pull that coffee bean data. But when we hit play, we get 3. And I'm not sure where that number is coming from. What if I change the vanilla? Does that also cause an issue? If I add 1 vanilla? Nope, vanilla's being counted correctly. Yeah, it's just the coffee bean that's having an issue. Okay, so let's set this to 0. On character tick, then print bean. Ooh, that's a good call. So maybe at the end of the string, just to test. Oh, you know what? I know where it's getting this count. I know where this is getting its count. I have a save. I have a save active in here somewhere. Because when I was testing the night shift levels, I picked up beans. And it saved to slot 1. So it found slot 1. Yeah. So I need to delete my save. Yeah, I think that's what you were saying, and I just didn't pick it up. If you want to clear, it's on save games. Oh, okay. That's easy to find then. What fun we have here. Yep, there it is. So, save. So now, ideally, does save game exist? We'll do print string. We'll say no save game. No save game. Ah! No save game. Compile save. No save game. Cool. So now we want to test if it's not reading the default values. Oh, it's not reading the default values because we didn't tell it to read any default values. So, I mean, ideally, you would create a save game from the main menu. We'll just set it up here for now. We don't need to get like too far ahead of ourselves. We just need to make sure it's working. So create save game object. Save game object class will be cafe save game. Save game to slots will be slot 01 or slot 1. And then we'll just take this information.
Okay, Casey, how about Cafe d'Armes?
Say that one more
Which
time.
is Cafe d'Armes.
The arms.
Which is, yeah, so French for weapon.
Ooh, okay.
Weapon cafe.
I like that. I'm French if you need. Perfect. Perfect. Oh shoot, can I just? I can. So we'll just drag all these across. Plug this in like this. And then just to make sure that this is all working as intended, I'm going to add some values to our default save game. So coffee beans, let's set it to save at end, no? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're probably right. So set this up first. And then save at the very end. And we could just drag this across to make it look a little bit nicer. I say as I twist wires. I love wires. Okay, let's add some values in here. Let's start with 10 coffee beans. Let's do 5 vanilla beans, 3 chocolate beans, 4 espresso beans, and 1 milk. Let's just see if this works. Oh, you need to apply those back to character. Won't that happen at the... Or it's handled already. It should be handled already. When the player begins play, they load the interface. They check if they have a save game. If not, they create it. Set these values in the character. Then save game to slot. That should be everything I need to do, right? I don't think there's anything else to it. No? Not in character? You set in save game. Or I'm wrong. I mean, click on the variables and set it in here, right? Yeah. But you don't apply those default back to character. Is that not happening when I create a save game or load? Test. Okay, we'll test. We'll test. Yep, it applied it. So that's working. When you create a save game, it pulls the information from the save file as is. Stop. Delete save game. Restart. Okay. Documents. Go to here, up there, down there, down there. Delete slot. I'll keep that open. All right, save all. All right, restarting. Yep. It's still pulling the default values when we create a save. So now let's do this. We'll consume one. Oh, it's not going to save when I exit out, so that doesn't matter actually. Okay. Let's actually add the functionality of consuming resources. You kept a function that get from the load save. Does save game exist? If yes, load game from slot, cast to cafe save game. Line up the variables. Yeah, that should all work. Let's add save game loaded. I don't want to bother you, but it should not work. Here, let's do this. We'll add another print
That
string.
just makes me
Here, we'll do this just to make sure it's working. We'll have a print string at the end of create a save game, and we'll say created save game. So we have a unique word at the front, save game. Yeah. Unless you load from save game instead of character. And then save game loaded, okay. Let me delete the save slot again. We'll use these print strings to see if it's working. If it's a should not be working kind of thing, then I apologize. That's been my luck with this project so far for the past couple days. Like I'm looking at it and I agree that it maybe shouldn't work that way, but it does. I mean, it's barely working, but if it works, it works. On the load save game node, right click find all. Load save game. Find references. Yeah, it's only loading once. Right icon with binoculars. Okay. Okay, so day shift character, load game from slot. Night shift clock out, that's the widget. There's a magic gun. That's loading the ammo, max ammo for the player. And then there's the night shift character. There's the event graph, and then there's the function save game. You don't understand then? Okay. Let's test if the save thing is loading in here at the very least. So again, we got two print strings here. One for if a save game gets created, and one for when a save game gets loaded. So let's do that. Created save game. Save game loaded. Okay. To explain when the save game does not exist, it goes down. It creates a save game only. It never applies the default values from the save game default to the character. I mean, the character's defaults are 0, so it's got to be pulling that from the save game that I created here. I mean, if it's not functioning the way it's supposed to because of some weird Unreal Engine logic, it wouldn't surprise me. But who knows? I can't read, sorry. Oh no, you're all good. You're all good. Visual scripting like this always leads to... Yeah, I stack up the nodes a little bit. The target under tips. Oh, I see what you're saying. No. Yeah, no. Sorry, that does look visually confusing, doesn't it? It's all good, man. I've had a lot of people come in and ask, what the hell am I looking at all week? And it's fun to talk about. So you're all good. You're all good. At least we know the save game is being created and it is loading. Oh, you use Blueprint Assist. Okay, that's neat. It rearranges automatically. Oh, that does sound nice. Oh, I think I actually know what plugin you're talking about. I thought about picking it up a few years ago, and I just never did because I wasn't even sure I was going to continue learning Unreal back then. That's neat. All right, time to start burning down the ingredients and then getting it to work. So we just need to do essentially this function for all the buttons that we got down here, except add ice. Actually, ice is not oh my god, ice is not a finite resource. It is infinite. There we go. Oh, goodness sakes. bring this out a little bit. I am over my streaming time, but I want to at least get this part done, and then we can pick this up tomorrow and get as much possible done in the last 2 days of the game jam. Oh boy. So let's grab the vanilla beans. Vanilla beans greater than 0, then this, yes, okay. Shit, there's so much to do. I can't believe the game jam's already almost over, and I'm this far behind. I didn't understand your problem with the minus minus node earlier. You didn't fill the minus minus node. Oh, you're right. You're right. Thank you. I would have been like looking at this tomorrow, like, what the hell did I do wrong this time? I did that with this one, right? Yeah, coffee beans is plugged in. Vanilla beans is plugged in. Okay. Whoops. Grab this here. Grab the chocolate beans. At the rate I'm going, I'm going to have to spend a lot of tomorrow just finalizing the day shift stuff and then spending the second half of the day scrambling to finish all the night shift mechanics because I've only got the bare minimum proof of concept programming done on there. Like, the AI is not even functional yet, truth be told. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, this one is the espresso beans. Get that milk. I knew I was forgetting something. Up. Milk. Get that in there. Okay. Now to test. Down, 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 serve. Down, down. No, that's not down. Down, serve. It's not adding milk, but it is adding the other ingredients. Okay, we got something. We got something. Espresso. That's not my order. Cool. Oh. It's gonna topple over. Hey! I don't know why. That's like the bare minimum of the gameplay, but I kind of already like it. Okay, so we got this all working out. We do need to have a... Nope, I need to stop myself because I got stuff to do tomorrow morning. And then we can pick up the stream at our scheduled time tomorrow. So let's update our document design notes with what we did today and what we need to do tomorrow. Starting with notating what we plan to do today and getting rid of what we didn't end up doing. So fix coffee generation system. We more or less ignored the problem, so that's fine. We'll call it a success. Complete customer and coffee interactions. That took us almost the whole stream, but we got it. Money added to the save system. We'll do that tomorrow. Oh god, I'm add that to the list of things to do tomorrow. So days 0-8. Oh, this is not the problem you were looking for. Yeah. But this is what happens when you don't study before a game jam. You're just kind of like, oh, I think I know how to do X, Y, Z. I have an idea on how this works. And then you just realize, nope, Nope, I knew nothing. I apologize. I am an idiot. So today we fixed coffee generation. We implemented customer ordering and satisfaction. Um, we implemented the save system for the day shift character. Save system for day shift character. Well, that's not entirely true. We still need to do we need to implement saving at the end of the shift, as well as a trigger for I'm just gonna add it to the development timeline. It's fine. Okay. So tomorrow, day 09. God, that's day 09. This is a 10-day game jam, by the way. So this is due Sunday, June 28th. First thing we need to do. Oh, I thought you were feeding it. I was hoping to save the day shift save system, like saving what's left for after I figure out how I want to trigger the end of the day shift. I figured out a way to trigger the end of the night shift, so I think borrowing the mechanics from that should knock that out. But we shall see. The deadline creeps ever closer. I, it's my fault. I thought I could knock out at least where I am now by Wednesday. Clearly that didn't happen. Okay, June 28th, we need to implement end of shift for day shift. We need to implement, what else was it? Oh, we still need to make the customer leave after they get their order. Customer to leave after receiving order. What other day shift stuff do we need to knock out? Let's actually separate this to-do list by day shift versus night shift. Day shift items. Okay, implement end of day or end of shift for day shift. Customer to leave after receiving order. Save at end of shift. What else? That's pretty much the gist of what we need for day shift. Night shift items. Oh, actually, there's one more thing that I do need to remember to add. So for just a reminder of the premise, you serve coffee during the day, you hunt monsters for ingredients at night. But night shift ends when you're out of ammo and you're only given like a handful of bullets. So what we need to implement in between is using the tips earned from day shift to upgrade ammo count at night. So we need basically an in-between shop between end of day shift and beginning of night shift. Okay, night shift items. I'm going to be really high-level vague here, but we need to do all enemy AI. All enemy animations. I spelled animations wrong. Animatwons. Oh god, it's worse than I thought. You know what we need for both day and night shift? Human models. Human models. I might just go to Mixamo and just pull some like human stuff. Originally, I was going to use VRM. I was going to use VRite Studio to make anime characters because it's easy and fast, but it's going to be faster to just go to Mixamo and be like, please, I love you. Let me put a note, VRM/Mixamo. Because Mixamo also has some animations that we can use for free. Worst case scenario. So all enemy AI, all enemy animations, Oh my god. Night shift environment. How about that? That's something we need to do. Um, and then UI. Oh, we need night shift UI. Yeah, we need night shift HUD. Night shift HUD. And then we also need a main menu, a settings menu if possible. Uh, I already have a pause menu, so we're good there. If you are okay with really low poly, you can block out one fairly quick with the skin modifier in Blender. You can port it out to Mixamo so it works with their animations. This is also true. Um, we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. Um, tomorrow's stream is going to be long. I'm going to just stop by like a pizza place and grab a gigantic pizza so I can eat throughout the stream. Okay, I know we implemented more. Oh, right. We also implemented ingredient inventory usage during day shift. There's probably a smaller way to say that, but we're gonna say it that way. Save and load. That's taken care of. We did the NPCs. Customer ordering satisfaction. I already wrote that. God. I feel like I did so much this week, and yet there's so little to show for it. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, per the official Game Jam rules, it doesn't need to be a finished game. It just needs to be an exercise in improving your skills as a developer. Completing the game is just the ideal outcome. We can do it, though. We can absolutely do it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who contributed with some ideas on how to fix my bad programming. Um, hopefully, we'll see you all again on tomorrow and Sunday's stream. Hopefully, we can finish the game. And hopefully, it's fun when we're done with it. Until then, you guys have a great night or have a great